When Galileo said that the Earth wasn't the centre of the universe, people didn't just disagree with him, they mocked him, they ridiculed him, called him arrogant for even suggesting it. They completely dismissed the idea, and powerful institutions told him to shut up. Friends distanced themselves from him. Authorities warned him that if he continued preaching this, it would cost him his freedom, his way of life, and eventually they put him under house arrest for the rest of his life. Not because he was wrong, but because what he said threatened the way people understood themselves. And that pattern hasn't changed. The moment you decide to take your life seriously, to focus on something, the moment you aim higher than what people expect of you, you become uncomfortable to be around. Not because you're arrogant, but because your ambition forces people to confront their own compromises. So they comment, they make rude remarks on you, they laugh, they question your sanity, your realism, your motives. And if you're not careful, you start thinking the goal is to shut them up, but it's not. Some of the most relentless people in the world didn't silence doubt, they absorbed it and redirected it. In the first or possibly second Creed movie, when Rocky is telling Adonis he's going to stop the fight, and it's logical advice, it's safe advice, but Creed doesn't care about the win. He says, I've got to prove it, and Rocky asks, to who or to what? And Creed says, prove it to myself. And that just hits so hard with me, because the mission has become internal. It's not external to prove everyone wrong, to prove all the comments people are making about you false. It's an internal journey to prove yourself. And external voices lose their power in that moment. David Goggins talks about this openly. He listens to recordings of people doubting him while he runs, not to stay angry, not to live in negativity, but to fuel his journey forward, to remind himself of the identity he chose when quitting was still an option. And hate isn't fuel because it hurts, it's fuel because it challenges who you say you are. It asks, are you actually this person, or is it just a story you like telling yourself? And every early morning, every lonely session, every time you keep going when no one's watching, that's you answering the question. People will always try to crush your goals, some consciously, some without even realising it. It might be family members who are doing this, or close loved ones, it doesn't matter. And they might not be realising they're doing it. It might be subconscious to them. But they're not doing it because you're wrong, but because your refusal to conform to normality unsettles them. And you don't need to convince anyone, you don't need applause, you don't even need belief, you need alignment. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing that you didn't abandon yourself when it got uncomfortable. That's real success. That's what I think of when I think of success. Not recognition from other people, not validation, but identity. You've built your life around the person you want to be. You've proved it not to anyone else but to yourself. And I think when you start thinking like that, you reframe your mindset. And the thought that you will succeed regardless is so powerful. Keep pushing past discomfort, and eventually you will succeed. There's no other option, and that's how I'm trying to approach my goals, approach objects in my life, not listening to anyone. So I hope this has been a really useful piece of advice, or just like a zoom out to how you think about things and how you approach different things in your life. So yeah, thank you for watching.